okay, I've never played this before. Never seen anything on it. I bought it a long time ago. It's just been sitting in my Steam games. Disable that. Auto mode speed. Let's give this a go. The cabin's remains. This is again very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just, I feel like clicking on the monitor straight away was the best thing to do because it explains a lot more. We've done one scenario previous. That's an uncomfortable screen to come into. So okay, I've never played this before. Never seen anything on it. I bought it a long time ago, and it's just been sitting in my Steam games. Side of rewind. Skip. Yeah, disabled. We'll disable that. Auto mode speed. Okay. Sound volume. Language English. Interesting soundtrack. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, this game is called Dissolving. Apparently, you can read through all the different scenarios within an hour, but I don't know if we're going to do that. We'll see. Yes, Robin! Hello, sorry I missed your first stream today. Came down with a bad headache and not feeling 100%, been seizing a lot. Feel tired, but I'm fine now. Oh, bless you. Doesn't you never... Right, it's so lovely that people are like, I'm really sorry I missed it. You never have to apologise, it's fine. I get it. We all have our lives, we all have our moments of feeling not well, and that's absolutely fine, Robin. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and join us now and be a part of the stream. Excuse me. Now, you know, even though you're not feeling 100%, that's really lovely of you, and I hope you feel better soon. I send you lots of hugs. Lots and lots of hugs to make you feel better. So just to give you a quick rundown, we're going to quickly have a game on this. This is called Dissolving. It's a little horror. Oh, love. Yes, absolutely. Feel the love. It's a little cheeky horror number apparently, and I'm very intrigued. I was looking through my game, so I wasn't too sure what to play before we get into Bendy and the Ink Machine later, and I saw this in my game. So here we go. Let's give this a go. See what happens. I still visit my ex-boyfriend. I do. No. Well, sort of. I don't know. What am I doing? He used to be a total bore, but he was cute and good-hearted. Oh, so sweet. I'm so red. The screen is just red. Always ready to put off his plans to help friends. Aww. He sounds like a lovely man. Always willing to advise, he used to speak passionately about programming. But before long, this good guy had to go. There was only a ball left sitting in front of a screen. He didn't finish his 4th university year, and soon he left his job in the office. Why? Sounds like everything was going well for him. His online work lasted a bit longer, but in the end, he abandoned that as well. He dwells in a decrepit flat in a bad neighbourhood. A generous gift from his parents. Oh, well. Drink tea. Yes. Exactly. Drinking tea. I am drinking tea. It's not... I am going to have my my last green tea. Well, I say it's green tea. It's not really green tea. I will be having this a bit later on. It is my turmeric gold. It is the final... There you go. It is the final... bloody autocorrect. Yeah, there you go. There's the phone. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have that later. I don't want to have it just yet. Been using my voice a lot. So I got a normal cup of tea right now. But yeah, so I will be having that later on. Right, they're quite rich, so I guess it's not a problem. It's alright for some. Enjoy, I shall. Hopefully, my stream will still be going when I have it. That's how he lives. Alone. No job, no friends, and no interests. This does not sound very pleasant. Only endless arguments with people on the net. Well, I'm not really sure if they're even people or not. It's true, you don't know what's on the internet these days. It could be a VTuber. You never know. How else can anyone be stuck there for that long? It's possible he's been desperately arguing with bots, algorithms simulating neural networks. I mean, if they've ever seen YouTube, the bots in YouTube and Twitch as well probably are not great. All in all, I felt a kind of responsibility for his situation. Some time ago, I decided to be close to him. Funny, I don't hold on to the past, but to my decisions. The last time I was there, he was staring at his screen, even more languid, pale, and thin than usual. That does not sound healthy, the man should get out. Sometimes, it seemed like his outline was starting to blur, just like a ghost. A rough sketch on the fabric of reality. He was unusually nice when having a free moment from his screen, even gave me an envelope containing cash for my birthday, which was last month. Excuse me. The sum was quite significant, and the best explanation from him was a shrug of his shoulders. Nothing. Just found my thing. It's been over a month since then. I'm here visiting him again. The same elevator, still out of service, the same stairs. I really love this art style, by the way. I love it. The same music in my headphones. Dim and deep, yet beautiful doom metal, a great fit for this old hall. He replied, okay, to my message about visiting. I pressed the doorbell. It takes some strength, like the bell hasn't been used for some time. Okay. Nothing. He's not home? Weird. I can't imagine him being outside. Was that him? Again? I'm coming over in 2 hours, okay? Yeah, come in. Wait. Oh, the door's open. Wait in the living room. This feels dodgy already and I don't like it. Busy at the moment. Doing what? Have we come round to this special alone time? have we just barged in and been like, hey, focus on us? And he's just like, mate, I'm in the middle of something here. If you don't understand that joke, that's because you're too young. And you should stop watching the content. Right. Okay, I do apologise. What? He didn't forget how to walk, did he? There was a certain SP episode. Suddenly, I'm not keen to come inside. Yep, neither am I. I pull the handle. But you still go in? Why would you go in? Don't go in. Stay back. Wait, hold off. The door opens. This is bloody creepy. Look, there's a mask there. What's this? What's this shit? Heavily and creaking. Probably need some WD-40. The hall isn't lit. That's eerie. The doors to the living room and kitchen are open. I can see in the dark that his bedroom door, wooden with no glass parts, is shut tight. Yeah, okay, I think it's a bit creepy, but I think we've just come over while he's having some, private time. I hit the switch. I was afraid his power had been cut, but the light comes on, revealing the floor covered in dust balls. Silly me. He lives online, of course he pays for the electricity. I take off my shoes and enter the living room. Wait, why is the light not on? Silence. Wait, yeah, where's the light? I thought we turned the light on. Mate, your light bulb don't work. I'm going to save quickly. I don't want to risk anything. There's no light coming from under his bedroom door. Instinctively, I reach for the switch and I hit it. Oh, okay, there we go. The fixture flickers as the light comes on. It seems I still remember where things are here. The dust is more noticeable under the light. I can't really see any. Well, I guess, yeah, around by here, maybe. I'm glad he doesn't have any plants. They would have withered a long time ago. I want to check something. Wait, I don't recall this lock on the door. He has a lock on the door. What? That's not surprising, though. Wait, If you have a lock on the outside of your bedroom door, why would you have that? On the inside, I get that, because you want to lock people out. That's fine. On the outside? Why would you lock yourself in? Well, you couldn't. Not unless you went through the window, I guess. It's easily seen under this light. Looks like the newest thing in here. I couldn't have entered, even if I wanted to. Mate, that is some freaky ass music. I am very nervous. I don't like this. Somehow, I'm not too crazy about this. Yeah, me neither. Can we leave? Can we just go home? Like, yeah, he's your ex. Let's just say he's having some happy alone time. Let's go home. I think we've been here long enough. Sorry, not going outside. Let's talk like this. I'm definitely going home now. Great. Just great. I saw a situation like this in a movie. Then why are you still here? It didn't end well. Then why are you still here? I don't understand. Why? Just leave. Leave! Clearly he is not interested in coming out. Let's just go home. Fine, I'll reply. Why aren't you coming out? You won't like how I look. Don't want to frighten you. Is he just in a towel? Is he in his birthday suit? Fudge. Really? Because you already failed. What's wrong? Is there something I shouldn't see? Haven't showered or had a haircut for some time. My lifestyle's had an impact on my body. I mean, when you sit in front of a computer all day doing nothing, then yeah. Flesh is weak. XD. I don't feel like that's an XD sentence. I can't decide if I want to run or argue. I told him this solitude would drive him mad. His message seems to have been stolen from poorly written songs. Wait, he never listened to music. Stop! Stop! Why don't you want to talk normally? Can't you move your tongue? I'm glad you came. I left you a gift as thanks. Mate, this is making me feel really uncomfortable. Like, not scared uncomfortable, but just, like, uncomfortable. The white envelope on the drawer. Please take it. There's a gift and a note. I take a look at the drawer by the wall. The envelope is there. The only thing not covered in dust. It is money again. I don't like this. Should I just go? No. I want to know what's going on. Maybe there's someone else in his room. Or no one at all. It's not grounds to call the police yet. But he's been so strange these last few years, he could have easily gone mad. Which is the time to call the authorities. I'm sorry, but if you think he's gone mental, why is that not grounds to call the police? Like, why are you trying to deal with it? Yes, that's their job. He could be dangerous. Then why... Then what? Oh, okay. Right. Ooh. Silence. No. I can't leave. I can't abandon him like this. But I'll grab a knife, just in case. So I won't leave and call the authorities to come and deal with the situation that they are trained for. I'll go grab a knife and protect my... Oh, silly woman. Silly, what are you doing? And tried to coax him out of his room. I quietly enter the kitchen, typing a message. You didn't answer my question. Why are you being like this? His reply comes as I pick up a knife. Even the kitchen looks abandoned. I haven't spoken to anyone for a long time. I feel uneasy. There's no going back now. I have the knife behind my back. Okay, let's do it this way. If you come out, I'll take the envelope. This is not making me feel comfortable at all. Deal, but take the envelope first. If you do, I'll come out. Okay. I don't want to take it. But when he comes out, he'll see the envelope is still there. I could hide it somewhere, but that's risky. Gosh, just take the stupid envelope. It's just cash, that's all. I put the envelope in my bag, holding the knife in my other hand. Not very convenient. No. I have it. There we go. Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you. Well? Surprise me. Mate, I don't like this. It's like gone completely silent and it's made me feel uncomfortable. Do we... Fuck! Penis! The knife falls out of my hand. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I just jumped as well. I hear a mechanical voice. I told you you wouldn't like it. I can't do mechanical voice. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a dull bastard. I start to back away. He stands there in the doorway. The longer I look, the more blurred his outline is, and the cleaner his mouth and eyes are. The clearer. I turn and run. As I leave the apartment, I glance back. I only see his mouth and a pair of eyes. Oh, well. Well, I feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. That actually did make me jump as well. Like, I clicked it a couple of times and nothing happened. Music's a little loud. We lower the music down to about there. How's that? Let me know how that is, Rob. Is that better? I won't continue until I know. I can see like the sort of music and my voice now are around the same. I can always lower the music a little lower if you like. But I imagine that's okay. But do you know what? Just to be sure. Better, but maybe a little lower. Okay, let's go there. Actually, that's still quite loud. Okay, let's go there. How's that? That should be fine, right? That should be okay. Okay, I don't remember returning home. Sweet. Thank you, Robin. I don't remember returning home. I must have immediately fallen asleep. After what you saw. I don't think so, love. That's how my body manages stress. So most people manage stress, actually. What is this? What is going on here? Oh, I just got a Steam achievement, hunting a god. Hold on. Wait. So, this just opened on its own. I clicked the screen on that monitor, and this opened. I was always into things that... Wow, that is loud. It's gone back up again. Fucker. Right. What? Right, I'm going to go into full screen on this. Give me a second. I do apologise. I didn't expect that to happen. I literally clicked the monitor with the weird stuff flashing on it, and this opened. It's like another game. Alright, let's see. I was always into things that are different. Not exactly weird, but different. Outside of common understanding. Outside of the norm. This yearning led me through my life. If what's happening to me now can even be called life. Okay. This is a little strange, I won't lie. Because of my interests, I became an anthropologist. Because of it, I found my wife. And it stayed with me even after things fell apart. Okay. Everything was fine at first. I studied culture and psychology of certain people from medieval times. The subjects I chose were so specific that very few people had investigated them. Yet, they were peculiar enough to gain attention. I was rather good at presenting myself and my research, so funding wasn't a problem. I gave lectures at a university and some popular science events and worked part-time at a private school. I soon found myself having a lot of contacts in university circles, and among young intellectuals. My goodness, my reading today. I married an avid artist specializing in book illustrations who was into goth metal, avant-garde, Garde? I'm not sure if that's Garde or Garde. I'm going to go with Garde. Avant-garde, and not committing to anything or anyone. When she was in the mood, she even joined my ventures into the depths of beliefs of people long gone. I even started thinking of a career in writing. But it can't be that good, right? I wasn't even going anywhere in particular. Just a car accident when I was driving back from a grocery store. This is getting very strange. The road was too slippery, I guess. Luckily, my wife was at home and nobody got hurt. Except for me. My body was paralysed almost entirely. I could move only my left hand and my head. It was a nightmare. I couldn't live the way I used to. The simple act of going from one place to another became more difficult. What's worse, my wife refused to let me go and was taking care of me. I found it cute considering her usual traits, but I was frustrated to see her wasting her life because of me. I stopped visiting friends and parties and almost stopped giving lectures. Even doing my research became difficult. This has taken a weird turn that I did not expect. I was thinking about ending it all, but my family was rather religious, so I couldn't. Okay? I just couldn't. Maybe it's a mere excuse for my cowardice. Either way, I needed something to occupy my time to distract me. My wife hid all the alcohol, never mind the drugs. I tried reading books and watching movies, but it wasn't enough. The thoughts were still here, haunting me, always there, whispering in my ear. I pressed on, though. What else could I do? Then... Alright. That's like Friday the 13th music. I'm not even joking. That is like Friday the 13th music. That's actually quite scary. Then, one day, after dozens of bleak flicks with cut and paste stories, I finally watched a movie that I really liked. I can't remember its name now, but back then, I was in awe. I went to IMDb to find some info on it, and found out the movie was universally hated. I feel like I want to click stuff. Click here now. Okay, nothing happened. I checked the reviews to see what people disliked, and started looking through them. That is some good music, mind, but it is loud. False expectations, misunderstandings, ignorance, presenting subjective opinions as objective truths. Nothing new. But one review really got to me. This person wasn't just ignorant, they were aggressively ignorant and spiteful. I was so outraged that I went ahead and wrote a comment in an expressive manner, explaining why they're wrong. I was only able to type with one hand, but it actually helped. Gosh. I had more time to think about what I was writing. Okay. This is really weird, by the way. They replied quickly. Obviously, they didn't want to agree. I spent the next several hours arguing online, and it was great. There was nothing in my world aside from me, my argument, and my opponents. One or two people who actually commented on the review and apparently were subscribed to comments joined in. I was finally passionate about something and no longer wanted to die. Of course, it meant that I was arguing with strangers online, and an act that I would have deemed pathetic not too long ago. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's not a way to live your life, to be honest. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit more. It's so loud. But I didn't have much choice anymore. The next day, I created several throwaway accounts, set up a VPN, and dived into this restless world. It was fun. Since the people who participate in such things are quite peculiar, sometimes I got almost scientifically interested in their reasoning, and possibly diagnosing their mental illness. Not the healthiest then. There were people like me too, restless, almost always online. I met some of them in different places around the net. Eventually, I formed some vague semblance of friendship with some of them. Then, one day, way after midnight, one of them made me an offer. Alright. Would you be interested in leaving your mortal body and transcending into the net? It sounded like some cult nonsense, but sure, albeit. My pride was long gone, and I was curious. See, now it's super quiet music. It's a bit... I feel like they've... kind of messed up on the audio mixing here. Like, the music feels way off compared to other things. My pride was long gone, and I was curious. I wanted to know more. It definitely felt like cultist ramblings. Some mighty interdimensional beings exist in our world, but only in digital form. It's like they're projections of themselves into our world from theirs. Or shadows. Or distorted copies. They feed on human emotions. These beings want to consume the strong feelings poured into the net. So, the cultist, people who were digitized by these creatures, help them find newcomers. People who pour a lot of emotions into the internet. In exchange for producing food for them 24/7, they gain immortality and the power to control many things on the net. This is taking a turn. However, the elusive homeworld of these beings is still out of reach, even for their followers. Not even a glimpse for humans. It sounded like nonsense, but for some reason I was ready to believe it. This story reminded me of an incident that occurred when I worked at a private school. I was going back from work. A girl who worked there as a teacher was sitting on the stairs, seemingly distressed. She was mumbling something about digital people trying to ruin her, and so on. When I asked her what happened, she said she was fired because of her ex joining some sort of cult. I thought she was high or something. She looked like someone who would do that at work. That's a bit of a shitty comment to have on someone, judging off their appearance. It's a bit of a shit thing to do, but fair enough. Okay, I guess society has deemed it in people now that, if you look a certain way, you are that thing. What a load of shit. But okay, I'll buy. Purple hair, torn jeans, No, I don't know. Please, carry on. So I said something encouraging and walked away. She didn't care. But when I heard about the cult, things started to make sense. At least I understood how far it reached. That's true. You have some understanding of the level that it reaches. Which is interesting. When I asked, so what do I need to do? The answer was quite peculiar. You need to get rid of your mortal body. We can send you a SIM card to speed up the process. Sounds like a really bad sales pitch. It receives data from the station. It receives data from the stations controlled by us, and this type of data makes the transition faster. Your mortal body will partly dissolve during the process. When the ascension is complete, your atrophied corpse will remain in this world. I was hesitant to believe that, but curious indeed. Remembering that story with my colleague sure made it more intriguing. I was willing to check it out. Okay, I'm in. Can you deliver the SIM to my house discreetly? See, now the music's loud again. Can this person not manage? Yeah, I don't know. I'll arrange something. Just give me your address and date. I provided my address and set the delivery for a week later. I'm still ashamed I shared such information so easily. I was consenting to anything that could happen, but I forgot that my wife lived here too. They could just barge in, and bad things could happen. I panicked at first, trying to edit or delete the message. My goodness, this person, whoever made this game, it's very intriguing, but learn how to manage audio. But I forgot that things don't disappear from the net so easily. There was no edit button, and deleting the message would erase it from my history, but not theirs. It was the first time I truly panicked since the accident. Strangely enough, my limited ability to move or act hastily helped me to calm down rather easily. I thought my limitations would fuel the panic, but no. Maybe I was getting used to it. I persuaded a friend of mine in another country to call my wife away to some kind of important art event for a few weeks. He was a pretty big deal in the art world. It was difficult, but I managed to persuade her to leave me here. I had to agree to have a caretaker, though. She insisted that the caretaker should be a man, too. Fair enough. I like to think she was still jealous, which is cute, considering my circumstances. The caretaker was rather nice. He looked like he could fight in a possible home invasion, or at least I hoped he could. So, my wife packed her things and left. Nothing peculiar happened until the package arrived at the promised time. I told the caretaker that I ordered some stuff off from my phone. Makes sense, it's a SIM card. He didn't ask any questions. Believe in the net. Ooh, when he left the room, I unpacked it. Strangely enough, it was packed in a way that would be easy for me to open. I didn't tell them anything about my condition. In the small box was an envelope. The sign on it read, "Believe in the net." Cute. I installed the SIM card in my phone. They promised the ascension will pass without any struggle for you. I don't know what they meant or what I expected, but it was strange. The mobile network now said eFoodNet, but at first nothing changed. Even when my body started to dissolve, I felt nothing, both physically and mentally. I mean, of course I freaked out at first, seeing lines of my body blurring, but I soon found myself worrying more about how I'd hide from the caretaker. Should I hide in my room, faking a depressive episode? Should I give him sleeping pills? Ask those guys to lure him away, faking an accident with someone in his family. I decided to task those cultists with luring him away, and I calmed down completely. Yeah, the fact that I was so indifferent actually bothered me. It was the out-of-the-ordinary experience I always dreamt of, and yet, until this day, I wondered, maybe I died in that car crash. Maybe everything after that was just a fever dream, or an endless vision of the afterlife. Maybe you, to whom I tell these stories, don't even exist, doesn't make any sense grammarly there. I guess I'll never know. They got the caretaker to leave due to some family circumstances. Honestly, I don't want to know what they arranged. In 2 days, my body changed drastically, and my vision became blurry, like a dark fog appearing before my eyes. It got thicker and thicker, and eventually, it covered my eyes entirely. The last thing I saw was the computer screen through the fog. What a beautiful farewell to the mortal world. The new world was not what I was expecting. I retained my consciousness, memories, and personality seemingly without any changes, but I was data now. I could only perceive other data and traverse from server to server. I had the ability to control anything on the internet. At first, I was in awe. Everything they told me was true. I declined my weak, almost non-functional human body and became something more powerful. Ascended to the new realm, where powerful beings dwell among the undying flow of information. I could perceive data faster than any human. Finally free, able to travel as fast as electricity, and a whole new world full of strange and unusual things for me to investigate. Well, that looks uncomfortable. That's really unsettling, I'm not going to lie. With beings akin to gods lurking somewhere in the endless ocean of data, sometimes I felt them pressing by on the same servers as me. Grammar's not great either. A strong, weary presence. To this day, I don't know how I could feel a presence in the digital world. I was just a bunch of numbers, and yet I could. Maybe it's because my soul? Maybe a soul can be digitized too. Maybe it's the immortality of the soul we were promised by ancient prophets. But the data can be deleted. Does that mean that both souls and gods can be destroyed then? Actually, feeling the presence wasn't the only proof of my soul being here that I got on my first day of new life. Soon after, a bit of getting used to this world, I started stalking my wife. This is taking such a fucking turn that I did not expect. It's very strange. All these powers, all those mysteries, and I was just following her life. Reading all her messages and posts, watching all the cameras that spotted her, on her laptop, on her phone, on the street, in cafes, in dressing rooms and bathrooms. Yeah, those places have more cameras than you'd think. This is making me so uncomfortable with life. The things I learned, I didn't like them. She tried to sue that poor guy, the caretaker, but to no avail. My body was obviously exhausted. I'd been really skinny for the past few months because of medication and stress. Police didn't find anything suspicious about my death, just some person who should have died a long time ago and finally left this world. I even read such messages in her history. I certainly couldn't argue with that. I watched her go through all the stages, watched her ditch work and social relations, trying to commit suicide, then spending most of her remaining money on therapists and medication. This is taking a bit of a dark turn that I did not expect. Trying to get back to work, but mostly failing. I wanted to stay away, to not get involved. It wasn't my world anymore. But at some point, the growling, howling mass inside my soul became so big that I had to act. I added several sizable sums to her account, masked as compensations for old troublesome projects I remembered, and sent the word sorry from a newly created throwaway account. After that, I decided to leave all of it behind and try to live a new, immortal life. I started my search for the gods. I wanted to understand at least some small part of them. To know why they evoke such deep feelings in me, such awe and fear at the same time. Why are they so powerful? Why did they share their power with me? Is it only to give them food? Or is it something more? I started by asking around. Most people here were busy with the same stuff they did online while they were still alive. Consuming media, arguing about it, and spying on the lives of others. Arguing. Stuff like that, for the most part. But then, I saw something that I couldn't understand at first. I saw one person's data dissolving, being erased, along with many others on the server. Most of them in the same part of the server as the dissolving data. I found a person idling in another part of the server, and I asked them, "What's happening?" "They're devolving them. It's happening more and more frequently now." "What does that mean?" "They collectively devour data of people that did something against the cult, like merging their data together. Usually they send remains to a remote server and format it afterwards. A rather long procedure, to be honest. Probably takes so long because it's not a power they could extract from the source, unlike controlling the net." Yes, I have a lot of questions. You're new here, huh? Everything we have is because of some guy who managed to find those beings on the internet, copy their code, and partly reverse engineer it. He digitized himself with the new power and started inviting other people to join him. Wait a minute, so you're saying these interdimensional beings have no part in their ascension? Pretty much, they just exist here and wander these lands. Why was I told about giving them food? Oh, the guy found out that they grow on servers where people argue emotionally. They like that, and tend to gravitate to such places. This is so weird. I don't know, though, how we went from that to this cult thing we have now. They don't ask for anything. They just don't communicate with us at all, or interact in any other way. Yes, silence is the right answer. Oh, that's disappointing. How do you know so much anyway? Dunno, I've been here for a long time, probably over 20 years. Some parts of my memory are corrupted or formatted. Then you could be the source guy. I could, yes, but I'm more interested in others, facts about me. What could be more interesting than discovering you created this new society? Looks like parts of my memory were deleted by me. That's possible? Yes, you can alter your own code. It's easy. Never thought of that. This is unworldly weird. You're considering deleting your memories. Yes. Then could you answer me one question? Oh my goodness. Body, please. Sure. What makes you want to delete your memories? I was short-sighted, and my egotism led to the suffering of a person dear to me. I could have stopped, but I went all the way. I want to forget what I've done, and all the happy memories I made with her. The happiness of the past has become nothing but pain. I see. Guilt. Quite understandable. Thanks. We remained there, watching the data being consumed for a while longer. After some time, the person asked, "So, will you do it?" "Do what?" "Delete your memory." "Probably not." "Why?" "Remembering is punishment for me." "I see. Don't be so hard on yourself." I didn't answer. "Thanks for speaking with me. It was rather enlightening." No problem. You helped me too. Glad to know. Maybe we'll meet again. See you. I finally left the server. It was an important moment for me. It clanged to the idea of understanding those creatures. I believed in everything those guys said to me since I became digital being and saw gods. Okay, now the music's gone super quiet again. My goodness. I should stick to my own research, as it was during my career, but things didn't work out. I managed to copy and paste parts of their code. I got that far. However, I couldn't do anything with it. And again, you've gone super loud. Oh, goodness. This is very difficult. Right. I didn't even know how to approach it or where to start. It was gibberish to me. I tried inserting their code into my own, to no avail. Nothing. It had changed who I am. I was now useless at investigating anything, even though that earned me some fame in the human world. That feeling of desperation would eventually lead me to my self-destruction. One day, I followed one of the gods. At some point, I realized the server was empty. It was only that being and myself. An idea suddenly crossed my mind. I probably wouldn't have been grinning if I still had a mouth. I set a timer to disconnect the server from the internet, formatting it, then reconnect. I left server just before the timer went off, with the being still in there. When I came back, the server was empty. I left just before the timer and could still sense the god somewhere in the central part of the server. They couldn't leave as far as I knew, which could mean only one thing. I killed a god. I guess that shows what kind of person I am. But I wasn't overwhelmed with power or anything. There was only disappointment. After that, I started to wander the net, picking up on those stories that unfolded around me. There were a lot of them. The cultists spent most of their time trolling random people and recruiting new members. In most cases, they forgot about their previous targets and moved on, just like the person that invited me. They forgot about me in the moment I joined them, and started to close in on the next person they wanted to recruit. But one day, I noticed a cultist that hadn't changed his prime target for a long time. He was seemingly torturing and stalking a girl that once dated one of the cultists. I decided to see what was going on. It was rather easy. Things rarely disappear from internet, if ever. It was the girl I met at my work, the one with purple hair. Fun fact, her ex refused to get the sim because he wanted to experience the Ascension for as long as he could. He forgot about her quickly and hadn't even followed the story for her being hunted. Since I spoke with her near the school, things had been quite rough for her. She tried abandoning the internet, but it didn't work out. She tried withdrawing cash from several ATMs. Sometimes, just to mess with her, he actually let that happen. She tried not leaving her apartment, but it wasn't much help. He would summon cops, deliveries, anything like that. After some time, though, she managed to save up a rather large sum of money. She already had some of her own savings in cash, even before this whole mess began. She started practicing walking in places where street cameras wouldn't see her. Not only street cameras, but possibly drones or satellite cameras. Anywhere there was some kind of roof or canopy, when she decided everything was ready, she started her plan. The girl went to a nearby internet cafe. They surprisingly still exist today, though mostly filled with schoolboys playing games on the local network. She found a cabin in the woods up for rent in a rather remote location and arranged a meeting about the rent, using a fake name, obviously. Buying a used car was easy too. Getting a gun was a bit harder, but she had connections. The seller didn't care about documents or anything, he just needed the money. In 2 days, she had gotten a cabin, a car, and a gun. She turned on her phone, left it playing music, and gathered her belongings in a sports bag. In 4 hours, she arrived at her new home. It worked. For a while. You probably guessed that since I know all this in such detail, her plan got found out. The guy did some extensive digging, and once he knew what to look for, he traced her easily. One morning, she woke up to a loud noise. When she opened her eyes, the noise repeated, now closer. She stood up and grabbed the gun. She always kept it near her. Oh my goodness. So, okay. So this is interesting. So I clicked the little symbol at the top by here, and it's opened up a web page on Pastebin. Ego was in a hurry, discarding neat pieces of photos, filtered input. His hands frantically got deeper and deeper into the drawer, finally his fingers touched something cold. Touch tone telephone for almost 10 years. This is so weird. Alright. Well, I'll keep that in mind. She always kept it near her. It wouldn't help against what was coming, but it could still come in handy. A drone crashed through her window. It was rattling around on the floor, trying to fly up. She rushed to one of the inner rooms of the house without windows and began stuffing some cash into the pocket of her shirt. But soon she heard another sound. A roaring engine. She rushed outside, dressed only in her pajamas, just in time as a bulldozer demolished the entire building. He had put this house on a list of buildings to be demolished. She ran through the forest, followed by the sound of drones buzzing, toward the road where she could catch a ride back to society. Not exactly the best outfit for it, but what choice did she have? I suppose she'll have to have time to think about any other dangers. But I did. There were only 2 other people on the server, but he was too absorbed in his game to notice anything. I learned he was sending some drivers after her, with histories, let's say. That's when I decided I'd had enough of observing. I persuaded the other 2 cultists to leave the server under false pretenses. Then, I set the timer. She was covered in bruises. Her legs were tied. The buzzing drew closer and closer. The road was still far away. She tripped on an old tree and fell. Her whole life must have flashed before her eyes. I don't know for sure. I can't read minds. She laid there for a few seconds before turning onto her back. She drew her gun and aimed with shaking hands at the nearest drone. The girl started firing. The recoil hit way harder than she expected, but 1 drone was down. There were several dozen left. She fired the remaining bullets, but missed almost all of them. Luck wasn't on her side anymore, was it? She tried getting up and running, but had no energy left. She sat there, watching those things getting closer to her, with eyes wide open. But then, they stopped. One of them was several inches away from her. She waited. They didn't move. She sat there for about a minute. One of them fell down with its lights out. Battery must have died. I don't know how I feel about this. She got up. She stood there for a moment watching the buzzing swarm of drones. Some of them had needles and short knives attached. Fuck it. I'm going back. She flipped off the drones and walked away in the direction of the cabin's remains. This is again very uncomfortable.
I knew you would wait.
What? He actually talks?
I guess I'm happy that you stayed for so long.
This is very uncomfortable.
Don't know for sure, though. Yeah, I'm the one who told you these stories.
Okay. Well, I've only heard one of them because I clicked on the screen.
Both of them.
There's 2? Okay.
I just couldn't bring myself to communicate online. Or even follow what's going on. So I decided to get creative. Make games, write stories, and upload them to random sites. It's the same as arguing online, after all.
I don't know if it is.
Just a bunch of emotions spilled into the nothingness.
In the hopes that someone will understand.
Okay.
And find the record of your thoughts and emotions on the garbage pile.
Again, a little uncomfortable.
Where nothing ever disappears.
There's no death on the internet.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
That's where I made a mistake. I was still thinking in terms of a human
So
world.
is this the guy that
not
we've been
a
reading his
digital
story?
one?
I guess so.
So the guy whom I thought I killed returned. I couldn't kill even him. Yet, I thought I was mighty enough to kill a god. Everyone leaves a digital trace. Caches, messages, forum posts, histories of visits, so on and so forth. After a while, they start to gravitate towards each other. Like molecules.
Okay.
Producing a distorted copy of the individual. Is this what they meant by all this immortal soul stuff? Anyways, he regained parts of his memories, told the cultist what happened, and they weren't happy. Can you really replicate a person by their data? Honestly, though, I don't even know who I was. The only thing that kinda comforts me is the thought that maybe, since now I'm the enemy for them, she'll be able to live a functional life once again. Just like my wife, hopefully. There's one other thing that hits rather silly. Maybe when I become a distorted copy of myself, I'll find forgotten, useless shards of who I was.
Okay.
And understand something that I couldn't understand about myself before.
Maybe.
Just like you.
Just like me? That's interesting. I don't like that. The hunter won't die. That's an interesting trophy. Confirm clock, street light, or attic. Okay, I'm gonna save. Wait, what? Oh, so this must be a separate game. Coffin? Oh. Oh, it closed. Okay, well, that was odd. I'm definitely going to open up the game in a sec. But yeah, this web page that it opened, very odd. Hold on. Let me, I wonder if I can show it. I don't want to, like, show too much of my actual screen, but Surgery Grey Markov. I don't know why it's opened, but I don't think it's anything in particular, but okay. Well, I'm going to reopen the game. Oh, there's a new option in the menu. Interesting. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just going to quickly pop to the toilet. There we are. Not taking your headphones this time. I didn't know. I did forget to fill up my water bottle though. How weird though. What a strange game. So we got a new one by here, Hunter. But I'm going to go load. Because I clicked on this and that's how we got all of that other expedition and dialogue. So, but we're going to go from here. That's how my body manages stress. In dreams full of anxiety, I saw eyes and a mouth without a body. It was probably too much for me, because I don't usually dream. It's been a day since I visited my ex, or the thing in his apartment. What was it? A prank? Did someone put on a silly mask with a lightning trick? I don't think so. Was I hallucinating? Or... Damn. I don't know how to approach this, or what to do. I don't know how to carry on. When such things happen, I want to huddle up in a corner. So do I. This is why I tend to act impulsively, just to avoid anxiety. Perhaps my future actions will be just as impulsive. I used to believe that it's better to know. In these situations, it's best to start with a conversation. What happened yesterday? The answer came immediately. I'm glad you texted me. Hope you opened the envelope. What a douchebag. Don't change the subject. I don't know what to say. Think harder then. Fair enough. Okay, what happened to your body? Oh, this has gone off now. Oh, no, there it is. It's back on. Why is he taking so long? This is the side effect of the ascension. Right, okay. So this... See, I love stuff like this because it's so different and so out there. The art style is awesome. The story's a bit weird, but I like it. I like it. The hell are you talking about? What ascension? Where? I've been in a ton of arguments online. I met someone there. We started a mutually profitable partnership. I provide them with food, and in return, they help me transform and solve some issues. They will probably reach out to you soon. They enjoyed our chat. Well then. What do you mean? What the hell? I wanted to show my gratitude you didn't leave me. I'm thankful for my parents too. They probably didn't care, but my family was still giving me money as support. And when they found me, my financial issues were solved. The envelope is the smallest thing I could do for you. I wish you a good ascension as well. Ah, so it's not money, it's a SIM card for her to ascend. Believe in the net. What the fudge? I agree. That's a very what the fudge moment. You're not leaving, are you? There was no reply. I'm talking to you. There was no reply. A couple of weeks have passed. Ooh. Ooh. Hello? What? How? I see. So the funeral is this Saturday, right? I will come. Goodbye. I didn't say sorry to anyone. I literally clicked his coffin and that happened. That's so strange. I love it though, I love it. I didn't say sorry to anyone. Oh. His mother's voice was so stoic, I was afraid even a formal condolence would be inappropriate. It didn't seem like it came as a surprise to her. I know how she felt. Even that prank, or whatever it was, is now easier to understand. He wanted to have some fun at the end. He decided long ago that there was nothing to lose. Left a death note and found a place to die. Just like a cat. Of course, there's a chance he ran away, and the faded body found in the dump near the house was not him. But to him, suicide was his escape. He lost the ability to be around other people, unless it somehow related to the dull job he was referencing ever so vaguely. Perhaps I need to pay my respects and see what he put in the farewell envelope. In all honesty, I put it away because it was a reminder of that creepy scene. In my mind, the story with my ex is over. I can, with no heavy emotion troubling me, delve into the mystery. That sense of completion enables me to detach. Perhaps there'll even be some nostalgia. I take the envelope from the drawer. The glued paper is easy to open, as if it's been waiting for me. Some fresh $500 notes and a piece of white paper. Last time, it was only money. And a considerably smaller sum at that. I turn the paper over. There's some text on the back. And blow it a SIM card. Of course, this doesn't bode well. I'm going to save quickly, because I'm assuming there's going to be like a choice here, and I'd like to see both. But what's the worst that can happen? Conveniently, I have a free slot for a SIM card. It's okay if something bad happens to my phone. I was going to get a new one anyway. Well, c'est la vie. I removed the SIM card from the paper and put it in my phone. The provider is displayed as eFoodNet. Could be some sort of viral marketing. Was it them he worked for? I try 100. Weird. Nothing bad so far. Whatever then. I put the phone and money away. I go onto my PC and scroll through my Twitter feed and find materials for work. Well, mostly to check Twitter. Toxic. Suddenly, I receive an instant message from my ex. Glad you opened the envelope with the SIM card. The process will be much quicker. What? That's not funny. The SIM card must have triggered his final prank. A message from a dead ex-boyfriend. A sick joke. This'll make for a great tweet, although I usually avoid writing about my personal life. Nevertheless, the world needs to see this masterpiece. Just got a message from my dead ex-boyfriend. A sick joke. I wasn't wrong. The tweet soon went viral, but I forgot what kinds of people replied to tweets. Yep. That joke is stolen, empty body. Believe, XDDDD, come and see me, such an attention whore. Pics, or it didn't happen. Wait, another geek girl? You're not impressing anyone, my dear. Try harder. You're so fucking dumb, you must be a femme. Nice stories about a dead ex. Jesus, we live in a society. It's nothing new, but somehow this got to me, especially at Mouthful Dark's tweet, which drove me up the wall. What alternative logic led you to believe I'm a femme? Who else would joke about men dying? He must have gone complete bonkers. Yeah, this is why I don't use social media. That's pretty much an accurate representation of what it's like to be on social media. Several hours passed and I barely noticed. New people were joining the argument. New misconceptions, new misrepresentations, new white knights and trolls. Oops. Press one button. I knew it was stupid, a waste of time. But it really was hard to stop. Can you see these? Because I can. Another opponent will bite the dust under celebratory cheers of the crowd. Is this how gladiators felt too? Not sure about gladiators, but this must be what my ex felt. People arguing with strangers, believing the net to get the slightest semblance of feeling, writing terrible insults to get the smallest reactions, a validation of their achievements. I don't like the idea of becoming that. On the other hand, you need only take it. Only online communication, whatever anyone hears, can help you offline. You can learn good lessons. And it's also interesting to compare people online and in real life. The net has one's essence, I would say. That's awful grammar. I don't know if that's just me. It could be just me because I'm bad at speaking. All that remains is text, devoid of intonation. Text only representation of thoughts and feelings. That's what I find interesting about it. But still, stop. What is this? Bloody hell. Yeah, I saw that. I jump away from the screen and unplug the PC. What the devil? That's when I catch a glimpse of my reflection. I scream. Yep, you're now one of them. I run to the phone and take out the SIM, throw it on the floor and crush it. I put the remnants with some paper in a cup and set it on fire. It smells terrible, but I don't care. There are only ashes left. I throw them in the trash duct. I get rid of my PC along with all of its data. I'll start collecting work materials from scratch on a new PC. I wanted to throw the money away, but I'd rather donate it to the church. The next day, my reflection was back to normal. A day completely offline. But after a few months, I think I'm ready to return to Twitter. I even created a new account. This one. After everything that happened, I know this is silly, but I miss talking to my mutuals. I miss having a place to share my thoughts and get feedback. In the end, I forced myself to go to the funeral. A sight as pitiful as his last years. Not sure if I'm going to visit my ex's grave. You didn't click on the monitor. Yep, no, I've already done that, so I didn't need to do that. Okay. So that's interesting. I feel like clicking on the monitor straight away was the best thing to do, because it explained a lot more of the story to us. But there's still one more thing that I want to check on this game. Whales fly through the cage of time. Fair enough. There's still one thing I want to click on. End of the first scenario. Okay. Well, we've done one scenario previous to this as well. So what's Hunter? If I click on this. Or does that just... Yeah, it just takes us to this game. Okay. Do you know what? I'll take that. That was... I'll be honest. That was actually a pretty impressive game. Oh...